results over to the defense?
They never turned any of them over to the defense. And
doesn't it say something that the officer felt compelled to lie about what he took to the crime lab? He lied under oath about it?
That's correct.
Certainly says that officer must have thought it was of some enough import to lie about it.
That night, Ronnie sleeps for 10 hours, the longest sleep of his life. And for the first time in forever, he has no nightmares, no demons stalking him. Waking up with hope is an amazing feeling. The hearing went pretty good. Ronnie's lawyer made a great argument for his client's freedom. Afterwards, Ronnie is told the court usually makes a decision within 3 months. Now that Ronnie knew he'd be out in 3 months or less, it made it easier to deal with the everyday bullshit. But 3 months go by and Ronnie still has not heard a decision from the Fourth Circuit Court. Ronnie assumes they're really busy. Another 2 months pass by with no word from the court. Ronnie thinks the court realizes how complex his case is and just wants to make sure they come to a fair decision this time. Everything will work out this time. But after 4 more months pass by, a light starts to dim. Ronnie starts to feel, well, like it's deja vu. Is he still that kid from 1976 that thought he would not be convicted of rape right up until he saw the jury? How did he allow himself to believe he was actually going to get justice? On the morning of January 8th, 2020, Ronnie tries to call his mom, only to find out she is back in the hospital. When it rains, it pours. He later gets a call about making arrangements about his mother's transition. Ronnie, back in his cell, slams his fist on the wall. He wants to feel that pulsating sensation. More punishment. He needs to beat the hope out of himself. As he is in the process of doing that, he gets a call from his wife, Ashley. When Ronnie returns, he seems different. Is he upset from bad news or in shock from great news? He immediately goes to bed and closes his eyes. What happened? Well, it turns out the Fourth Circuit ruled in his favor. Ronnie has been given a new trial. It's hard to believe the words when they reach his ears and Ronnie almost goes numb, as if he can't quite process it. All of a sudden, the weight of it all made him feel so very tired, but also grateful. This time, his trial went very different. The jury was completely mixed, a sight for sore eyes. And unlike before, Ronnie's legal team is on the ball. The state was represented by Lori Bell, a 28-year-old Harvard Law graduate, trying her first big case. But truth be told, she seemed to question the very case she was trying to win. It was clear, even to her, that the items left out of the first trial should have led to a non-conviction or at the very least a mistrial. But she had a job to do, and she was nothing if not professional. The trial only lasts for 2 days. The night before the verdict, Ronnie reached out to Reverend Carrie Williams. The Reverend was introduced to him through his late friend Donna Bennick. He asked her to say a special prayer for him. He knows Donna up in heaven would do her part. He took a deep breath and made his way to court. On a cold morning on the day of March 8th, 2020, Ronnie, his family, and friends sit anxiously in court awaiting a final verdict. Just like when he was convicted, there is a crowd of supporters cheering him on. Black, white, young, old. It's a wonderful mix from all over the world. The only person missing was his mom, who was too sick to attend. Before Ronnie walks into the courtroom, his heart starts to race and then he becomes lightheaded. He asks to use the bathroom. A guard waits outside the stall. Ronnie sits on the toilet and catches his breath. A minute later, he is informed to hurry up as the judges are back with a verdict. Judge Harold J. Simpson clears his throat and then addresses the court. I understand the gravity of the decisions made here. I will not pretend to know the hell you have been through. Your life was stolen from you, but not just yours. Everyone in your family has suffered this death, all because some of us in the justice system allowed laziness, complacency, and their own bias to taint their sworn duty to uphold the law. It is a difficult thing to admit the system I have served all my life is so flawed. On this day, this court sincerely apologizes and grants you your freedom. I hereby give you a full pardon. There are tears, claps, and laughter. Ronnie sits there, still, not reacting. Seems like he is still trying to convince himself that this nightmare is actually over. Ashley slides up next to him. They look at each other. She hugs him. Finally, he responds, simply saying in a whisper, "Wow." Ronnie is given what it took him years to earn. Civil rights activist A. Philip Randolph once said, "Freedom is never given, it is won." He will be released the next morning. When we started this project, we asked Ryan to explain what he thinks his last days and the following days would be like.
The day that I'm at the penitentiary, right here they wake us up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then we usually serve us breakfast around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
On this day, breakfast was served at 5:30 a.m. It was grits, eggs, and 3 sausage links. But Ronnie was too nervous to eat. We then wondered if there was anyone he would want to say goodbye to.
It wouldn't be the thing, you know what I'm saying, where I would probably go holler at a couple of brothers that I've been down with. And for a little thing I have left, you know what I'm saying, I feel as though they could use, I would probably give that to them. Only thing I would give them my radio, my sneakers, my cosmetics, maybe a couple addresses, you know what I'm saying, the people that I feel as though they could help them if they were to pursue some kind of justification in their cases. I know a couple of organizations that I would probably get them that the right to. I would probably leave my home address and my phone number to a couple of fellows, you know what I'm saying, that I feel as though, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to keep in touch with while they were still incarcerated.
Those guys gladly took Ronnie's valuables, but really had no need for any organization contact numbers. They looked at Ronnie's case as special. As for his contact info, they never called. Indeed, Ronnie never had contact with them again.
I would probably hang out on the yard for a minute or two, you know what I'm saying, just saying my farewells to dudes that I've been down with.
Ronnie said goodbye to a few more inmates and even a few COs, one of which made a joke about Ronnie coming back. It was not funny. We asked how much money he would leave with. 100? 200?
No, they give you a little gate check. And for $45, they give you a little $45 gate check. That's money that you probably could use, you understand, to get one from one place to another place. They really, you understand, if you get turn loose and don't nobody come and pick you up, they go to buy you a ticket, wherever it is that you're trying to get to.
As 10 a.m. arrives, so does Ashley. She inhales and holds it. She'll exhale when Ronnie walks through those gates. Seconds later, Ronnie strolls out with a cane, wearing a cream-colored suit, not a spot on it. His son bought the suit for Ronnie to wear on his release day. A bag is strapped over his shoulder. He looks around till his eyes rest on Ashley. She smiles and waves him over. Before he comes over, he reaches down and grabs a handful of dirt. He feels the texture, lets it slip between his fingers and even smells it. Ashley frowns in confusion. She asks, what was the deal with the dirt? Ronnie replies, so used to metal and stone, just wanted to feel it. Ashley drives him around, giving him the tour. Ronnie has not been in a car without wearing handcuffs in over 40 years. She shows him the changes the community has made. Ronnie is wide-eyed, taking in this new world. Ronnie was a little worried about being interracially married, but looking around, he realized it was more acceptable than he could have ever imagined. No more phone booths. Now everyone talks into little cell phones. They stare at this device. His old school is now a Starbucks. What is a Starbucks? Everything just seems bigger. The people, the buildings, although the cars seem to have shrunk, or maybe that's just his poor eyesight. To these virgin eyes, this could just as well be Pluto. Finally, Ronnie's eyes find Marvin Caldwell Park. Seeing this park and knowing his history with it almost shatters Ronnie. His breathing intensifies, and his eyes look panicked. Ashley notices, but says nothing. Instead, she just lightly taps his hand.
I want to go straight home. I want to go straight down to my mother's house. I want to hug my mother, you know what I'm saying, because it's been a while since I've seen her. And
they make a pit stop. They park in front of a small house. Out walks Ronnie's brother. They settle into a deep hug. Turns out he has been taking care of their mother. She hasn't been told about Ronnie being free yet. He wanted to surprise her. Ronnie's brother and Ashley wait outside her door. Ronnie grabs the tray and enters his mom's bedroom. Squeals of excitement erupt from her. Ronnie promises to build her a house to match the one that they lost. She could not care less. All that mattered to her was him sitting on the bed with her. Ronnie goes to Ashley's house and is surprised with a party. All his old friends are here. Top showed up and actually bought most of the food.
A real meal. I like to get me a real meal. She say, I would want me some ribs, some beef ribs, a nice salad. I like butter rice. And I like butter rolls. So I like to get me some beef ribs, a nice salad, some rice, maybe some sweet peas, and some lemonade. I like to have me some real squeezed lemonade. It's been a while since I had some beef ribs and lemonade.
There were, of course, some other important people Ronnie had to see, like his son.
And I want to more or less like reacquaint myself with my son. Because I feel as though my son, you know, still him the time that him and I once had, they ain't that thing like that anymore because he say I still be doing things that I shouldn't be doing to stay in here. But he don't realize, he don't understand what kind of environment this is. But well, all well, you understand, so I would probably get with him and I'll try to patch up the little relationship that him and I supposed to have.
Ashley managed to even track down Slim. And then, Ronnie and Ashley finally get to do something they've been waiting to do for years. Spend the whole night together. In each other's arms. No time limit. No sad goodbyes. No more wishing things were different.
Me and Ashley, yeah, it's a lot of marrying got to go on here. You understand? We had but we really ain't. What you call that? What you call that? Yeah. Yeah. We really ain't consummated our marriage yet. So that would probably be on the agenda.
And now that Ronnie was back, he wanted two other things from Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, I done told Ashley, you understand, she needed more than like rekindling her relationship with her family. See, I don't think her family felt too good about her, you understand, saying marrying me. I don't think her family felt too good about me. Two reasons, me being black. The other reason, you understand, saying being incarcerated.